Hey guys, are you looking for a new battle royale to play? Do you like vampires? Have you ever heard of the Masquerade Bloodhunt battle royale? It's free to play, it's on Steam, so it's available to everyone on PC, and I believe it's also available to everyone on PlayStation 5. It is crossplay in the fact that you'll play against people from those different platforms, but you can't team up with those people just yet. Hopefully they do fix that in the future. It has a solos, duos, and trios mode, and it allows you to choose from 7 different vampires that have their own unique abilities. They have a clan power, a passive ability, and then they also have an archetype power, which I'll dive into a little bit of detail just to let you guys kind of get an idea of how this game works. Let me know what you would rate this game if you've already played it. I gave it a solid 8 out of 10, so if you're looking for something new to play, then I highly recommend you check out this game. The first clan I'm going to go over is the Ventrue Clan, which has the Brute and the Vandal class. Basically, this clan gives them the ability to have a super leap or super jump, whatever you want to call it. As for the Brute, his passive ability allows him to regenerate up to half his health. And as for the Brute's archetype power, it allows him to send a punch of air forward, basically like a shield of air that will deflect all bullets and push back any enemies that get in front of it. As for the Vandal class, it gets the passive ability that lets it gain a damage resistance when it gets close to enemies. And for their archetype power, it allows them to basically do a Hulk smash into the ground, which will damage enemies and send them flying up into the air. The Nosferatu is the next clan. It has the Saboteur in the Prowler class. So their clan power allows them to go invisible, and it also gives them an increased movement speed while they are invisible for a short amount of time. The Saboteur has a passive ability that allows him to go semi-invisible whenever they are crouched and not taking damage, basically. Their archetype power lets them throw out poisonous traps, which will be triggered anytime an enemy comes near them. As for the Prowler class, he gets the passive ability that lets him leave a trail on enemies that he's damaged, so it makes it easier to track down people that you've hurt. And then he also has the archetype power where he sends out a group of bats that will scan an area and highlight anybody in a bright red through walls and everything so that you can see them as long as they're caught in the bat's vicinity. The Toreador is probably butchered right there, but that's the next clan, and they contain Siren and Muse. Siren is currently my favorite vampire to play as. Basically, they both get the clan power that allows them to do what's called a projection dash. So they can send a projection of themselves forward, and they can teleport to it immediately, or they can wait a little bit and then teleport to it. As for the Siren's passive ability, it allows her to feed on civilians that are roaming around the map faster, which they give back full health when you feed on them. And some of them even give buffs to certain abilities. So that's pretty handy to have. Not only does it let you feed on them faster, but it also allows you to feed on them without triggering an alert that shows people on the map where you are. The Siren's archetype power allows her to basically flashbang the enemies. Muse is also in this clan, and her abilities are some of my favorite to have on the team. So passively, she gets the ability to regenerate faster. So in this game, whenever you get knocked down, you don't have to wait for a teammate to revive you. You have a time limit, which is depending on which game mode you're in. Solos, duos, or trios, the time goes up for each mode. And basically, as long as no one thirsts you within that time frame, you are able to regenerate and get back up and start moving around. Hers will let her do it faster, as well as replenishing her abilities. For her archetype power, this is the reason I like having her on my team. She can do a healing circle around her that will heal herself and any allies inside of it, and she can hold it down indefinitely. So if you need to get your whole team to full health, you can simply run to her behind cover, and she can hold it down while the rest of the team protects her, and she gets you all to full health. The final clan I'm going to talk about is the Ventrue Clan. They contain the Enforcer, which I know a lot of people think is overpowered right now, but I do feel like all the characters are balanced. I think he is annoying to go against, mainly for the reason that the clan power they get is allows them to harden their skin, which makes them invulnerable to damage for 5 seconds unless they attack, in which case the invulnerability will wear off, making them vulnerable to damage again. As for their passive ability, any enemies within a close vicinity of them will slow down, and also if any enemies come across their presence, they will be identified and notify the player that they are there. The Enforcer's archetype power allows him to do a punch charge through enemies, and whenever it does that, it damages them, as well as taking away their abilities to use any of their vampire abilities. The game also includes a perk for each of these vampires. I don't know if the perks are different for each vampire or not. I know that they probably have some of them that are similar, but you unlock more perks by leveling up that vampire specifically. I only have them all unlocked for the Siren currently, but if I do get more and I notice that there are some big differences, I'll probably make a video about that. Or if somebody already knows, feel free to share that in the comments below. Moving forward, I'm just going to shortly touch on this game's Battle Pass. I think it has some cool stuff, but I recommend that you check that out yourself before you purchase it. It is $10 to purchase the Battle Pass. It doesn't do anything that will help you out in game. It's all cosmetic stuff. And this game does feature a customization for your characters. You can make any of the vampires look like any way that you wish, basically. You can change their skin tones, you can change their hairstyles, makeups, tattoos, you can add masks, glasses. There's quite a few things you can do, but you can't go super detailed with it. That's all I have for the characters and customization side. Let's move on and talk about the game has in-game quests that you can do. So when you start the game, you'll start in what's called the Elysium. Sorry if I butchered that word, but that's where you start. There are some NPCs around that you can speak with, and they will give you some quests. Some of them are done in the Elysium, some are done in the actual game modes map. But they're fairly simple. Just grab an item and then go back and talk to them, and it gets you XP, which will help you unlock more cosmetic stuff. Now let's talk about the game. So for this game, whenever you load into a match, the first thing it will present you with is the map, and you can choose which location you want to spawn at. Whenever you choose a location, some rings will start to form around you, which will reveal any players near you as a little red dot. When the positions are locked in, it will show the entire map to show you where all players have chosen to go. Once you're in the game, you'll notice that everything is in third person, and all the guns, whenever you zoom in with them, all it does is give an enhanced zoomed in version over your shoulder of third person. It does not actually aim down sights unless you're using a sniper rifle, which is one of my main go-to guns. As far as the balancing of weapons, I think they did a really good job balancing them. I know a lot of people complain about melee weapons, but shotguns can counter those fairly well. They hit really hard up close, as well as the revolver. It's really good up close. They have SMGs, they have some AoE guns such as their crossbow and dual crossbows. But anyways, I think all the guns are fairly balanced. I think that it depends what playstyle you want to run, and also all the guns are fairly easy to find while looting. Now I say that the guns are easy to locate whenever you're looting because you get a scan ability that is rechargeable every 3 seconds or something like that. But basically what it does, it will show you any nearby area that you can loot for weapons, ammo, armor, health, all those different things. So I think that makes it very easy to loot. It also shows you where chests are, and sometimes it'll show you where enemies are if they pop up. Now the scan also shows the civilians on the map that you can feed off of, and certain ones will be different colors, which you'll see in the bottom left underneath your health. There are different colors of abilities, and every time you eat a civilian that is that color, it will give a certain buff to that ability. It'll tell you these buffs before you eat the civilians, and it's important to note that you can only stack 3 of them. You can't get more than 3 unless you have a perk that allows you to get double of these buffs, which are called blood resonances. Now for the healing in this game, it does offer a blood syringe, which will heal you over time. It's useful before a fight. It has blood bags, which you can drink. They take a little longer to use, but they give a large portion of your health back. There's armor satchels that you can put on for some bonus health. And then it has another item which allows you to negate any storm damage that you would take if you were outside of the safe zone in the storm. The other ways to heal is by eating civilians or eating players that you have knocked. Or if you have Muse on your team, don't forget you can use her ability to heal your team as well. The last 2 things I want to talk about is this game's movement, which I think is very crisp and very well done. It feels very fluid. Basically, you have a slide ability, you can climb any structure that you see, and you can even jump between structures fairly easy. I don't think it takes a lot of practice. The other thing I was going to let you guys know is if you are playing solos, you do get an extra life, and you can eat certain civilians to gain more than that 1 extra life. However, in solos rank, they don't have that ability. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you end up checking out this game and if you're enjoying it as much as I have been enjoying it lately. Also, feel free to check out my Twitch streams. I try to stream every Monday between 5 and 10 p.m. Central Time, as well as every Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 10 p.m. Central Time. So if you guys can hop into those, I would appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so I can see you guys in the next video. Take care.